What is up, good people? Jungle Link here, hope you're doing good. Man, is cryptocurrency come to the forefront of politics in the US? Point of this video is not to tell you to trust anything any politician tells you, or how to vote, or who has the best approach, but you need to recognize the shift that has happened. The fact that if you're a politician in the US running for president, you better have a crypto policy. We've come a long ways. That is not something we've seen in the past. This is a very fringe asset class. It's emerging, and now it's as mainstream as you get. The title of this article, The Political Tug of War Over Cryptocurrencies, Harris versus Trump. This comes from junglelinkxrp.com. Link down below for the full article. But here's the highlights. Both Vice President Kamala Harris and former President Donald Trump are vying for the support of the crypto industry, each with direct approach and promises that could shape the future of digital currencies in the U.S. So, depending on which candidate ultimately wins, you're going to have a drastically different future for crypto. We'll see both of their approaches, of course. But what we do know is things are changing. Times are changing in a big way. We are going to get clear laws in this country. This election isn't really about that. We will see regulations roll out. The question is, what will those regulations look like? That's really what's on the line here. Vice President Kamala Harris' campaign has recently made strategic overtures to major cryptocurrency companies, including Coinbase, Circle, and Ripple Labs. I don't think it's any sort of a coincidence. We've seen Brad Garlinghouse telling everyone, hey, maybe Kamala Harris is one to look at. Her policies may be different than President Biden. 100%. They're going to be wildly different. This is part of progress. But are they going to be good policies or not? Well, that's for you to decide as a voter. This outreach aims to mend relationships that have been strained under the Biden administration. And you know what? I asked Mark Vagel. I said, what's at the center of this? And it's his feeling all this hostility towards crypto really arises from the failures of FTX and Celsius and Terra Luna, and these massive, failures that cost investors billions of dollars. That's really what spurred a lot of this enforcement action. Now, I would argue not having good laws and investor protection helped cause that, and that there was a miscalculation done. The miscalculation that we need to attack crypto instead of regulating it in a sensible manner. Continuing with the article, her campaign advisors have indicated that she seeks to create a regulatory environment conducive to the growth of cryptocurrency industry while addressing consumer protections and market stability concerns. This is the deal. I want both sides vying for our interests, catering to the cryptocurrency needs. I'm not one side or the other here. I want both sides to the table, to the bargaining table, but she has to make clear statements here. It's not good enough for people from her team to meet with Coinbase and Ripple. We need well-defined, well-thought-out statements put out, or you can't take her seriously at all. Because she is, of course, part of the Biden-Harris administration, and she's going to be lumped in with all that hostility we've had. And she's the one that has to dig herself out of this pit. That, people see the Democrat Party as one that's anti-crypto, and for good reason, because that's the way it's been for the last 3.5 years. It's just been this ongoing assault and attack on the industry. Make this a priority, not for your team to reach out, but for you to dictate what your crypto policy will be, because on the other side of the aisle, that's exactly what they're doing. In contrast, former President Donald Trump has been more vocal and direct in the support for the crypto sector. Initially dismissive of digital currencies, Trump has revised his stance, now advocating for the U.S. to embrace digital currencies to avoid falling behind global competitors like China. A lot of people are like, well, hey, Trump was anti-crypto in the past. Look at these statements. So was Michael Saylor. Michael Saylor said, Bitcoin was junk, and now you see his opinion on the matter. This is the way adoption works. People doubted the internet, that it would be a big deal. Eventually, we all come around. And it'll be the same thing for the other side of the aisle, of course, but do the Democrats get this? Does the Harris campaign or administration understand this? That now is the time to pivot and start thinking seriously about how to regulate this space. I don't care about what you did in the past. How are you approaching this industry now? President Trump has made several pledges including transforming the U.S. into the crypto capital of the world, a Bitcoin superpower. He also criticized the regulatory approach of the Biden-Harris administration, particularly targeting Gary Gensler, the current chair of the SEC. Trump vowed to dismiss Gensler on the first day of his office, citing the SEC's numerous legal actions against cryptocurrency companies as detrimental to the industry's growth. So on the Republican side, you have the candidate making very clear declarations. How is he going to fix the situation? He's going to get rid of these regulators that are out of touch, that are ineffective. I understand Harris may be meeting with industry juggernauts like Coinbase and Ripple and Circle. And that's great and all. You should do that. But she needs to speak to the voters, the crypto voters, that this is a very important issue to them. People that have been directly harmed by the actions of her administration. How are you going to fix this? What is our path forward? Now today, Senator Cynthia Lummis recently criticized the Biden and Harris administration, alleging that it operates under the influence of Secretary Janet Yellen and Senator Warren. And that's true. They've been kind of setting the tone for this administration. It's an attack on cryptocurrencies. That's got to change. Also of note today, we see the government has recently moved $2 billion worth of seized Bitcoin. They've been holding on since the Silk Road case, where they seized all this massive stockpile of Bitcoin. What's going on here? Are they looking to dump it on the market? Is this because President Trump is pro-Bitcoin and pro-crypto? Do they want to try to make the asset class look bad? What's going on here? No one trusts anything they're seeing right now. If you are a Democrat candidate, you got to put those fears to rest. So this is what I would say to you. Vote who you would vote for whatever reasons you're going to do so. But we really want to push both sides, again, to cater to our needs, to come up with policy. This should be a bipartisan issue. Crypto is an important industry that can bring a lot of jobs, a lot of investment capital to the U.S. And we want sensible regulations, not a wild, wild west. Nobody wants that, where scammers run wild. But unfortunately, the current approach, that's what that really creates. But beyond that, just recognize the change. The fact that, again, if you're going to run for president in the U.S., you got to have a crypto policy. And that in its own right, man, just shows we've been right all along. This is the future. This is the future of technology, cryptocurrencies, the global economy. We are winning, and they're losing. The Gary Genslers of the world are losing terribly. I think things are setting up nicely for fourth quarter 2024 and on through 2025. We should have a really nice bull run with a lot of growth. Of course, there's a lot of factors at play, geopolitical issues worldwide, economy issues. We'll have to see it develop. A lot of moving parts here. It's impossible to tell the future. But in general, I think things are lining up nicely for some significant growth for the crypto sector and into the future. More sustainable growth. One that is based on real business and utility and all this kind of stuff. We've come a long ways, and we're going to continue to do so. Let me know what you think down below. As always, please like, please subscribe. The revolution will be televised right here on Jungle Link.